Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group, coming to you with another better late than never couples episode with your co-host that be bringing the motherfucking most, Angela, sent from motherfucking heaven, Hiley.
Oh, that was awful sweet of you.
That was the best intro to date.
I don't know if I can bring the most this evening.
Nah, I think you can do it.
I've been doing too many home projects.
So let's talk about what you've been doing. Many of you guys know that we're getting ready to put our house on the market because we are moving to Texas within a couple months. Mm-hmm. And so our real estate agent came over here and gave us a few pointers on what to do throughout our house to get it prepped for the day of the sale, whenever we launch it.
Yeah.
Well, I always say a launch, but I think they call that a listing date, maybe?
Maybe. They come over and take the photos first, and then they just do their magic. Stick it up there and see where it goes.
I've been slaving for like a week. I've been painting the porch. I've been painting the bathrooms.
No, you haven't done a lick of that. You have helped when I needed you to help me, but I've done it all.
Hey, I installed a toilet seat today.
Yeah.
You see the type of shitty jobs I got to do?
Yeah, I'm not very good at doing that.
I got to install the damn toilet seat.
I'm not a professional at that. You're really good at installing the toilet seat.
Yeah, but I buy the good toilet seats. She always used to she would convince me
Here we go.
to buy the crappiest toilet seats. She wanted the ones that are made out of plastic. And then they always had the plastic gears in them, you know? And I don't know about y'all, man, but when I take a shit, I take a shit. I mean, sometimes things get crazy in there. There's some movement going on.
I told you I was wrong on that end.
And then what happens is you got these little plastic components.
I told you
that connect the damn toilet down to the toilet bowl.
Why are you complaining about
and these plastic components just break and snap and all kinds of shit.
You need to stop.
There ain't nothing worse. You guys ever have to take a shit on a toilet that has one end of it snapped off? It's like you're damn shitting on an ice rink. Ready to slip off any moment.
I think you like to go on little rants.
Now, how many of you guys have ever sat down on a
over
toilet?
Stuff that I'm like, you know what? I was wrong about that.
How many of y'all accidentally ever sat down on a toilet that was wide open, like just the bowl part?
Oh, you've done that to me from not putting the toilet seat down.
I think that's why women want us to put the toilet seat down.
Yeah.
Because they don't pay no fucking attention before they go sit down on the toilet.
No, we do. Just sometimes, our mind is elsewhere.
I think that happens.
But then it scares the crap out of you, though. You're like, whoa!
Woo, it's cold down there.
I know,
right? Some cold water.
Yeah, your whole ass is in the toilet.
So we're getting things set. I want to say the house is going to be going on the market, next month, May. And it's either going to be the first week of May or the second week of May that we're putting on the market. And then... so we're kind of like trying to figure out exactly, where we're going to live, right? And we're going down there, and we're not necessarily going to buy a house right off the bat. In fact, we likely are going to build one that's kind of still up in the air. So we wanted to rent or lease a place for a year.
I don't want to have to do anything. I just, when we go to buy our dream home, I don't want to have to do anything. I just want to move in. That's all I want to do. I just want to move in. Yeah,
so I'm going and looking around, trying to find a place to lease down there, looking at, what's coming up, what's going. And I ended up talking to my boy Pedro, and him and his wife are both real estate agents, and they kind of specialize in that stuff. So I was about ready to have him set up some custom searches, and we were going over all the details. But at the last minute, I said, what the fuck? I was like, I might as well jump in the Apex Executive Facebook group and just ask, because 50 of them motherfuckers live down there in that area. all of them own property, real estate, shit like that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it ain't going to hurt to ask if somebody has something available. So I went ahead and shot that out. And lo and behold, our boy Ryan Stewman is building a motherfucking place that's going to be done right when we move down there. So he's actually was building a place he was going to rent out as an investment property. And it's going to be brand new. It's a little smaller than what we initially wanted.
Oh, I'm fine
but
with that.
man, I'm cool with I'd rather rent with Ryan. It's like no bullshit. We already just talked about it. And he knows we're going to take care of his property. He knows, that we got animals and we'll still take care of all of his shit. He knows he's going to get paid, so we already know each other very well, and it just makes sense. And I feel much more comfortable renting with somebody that, that I want to work with.
Yeah.
And but it's pretty cool because he's actually building this property, and it's going to be attached to. There's a PGA golf course that's going up on one side of Frisco, and this property is going to be kind of attached to that PGA golf course on one side, and then on the other side, it's going to be hooked up to it's going to be connected to a lake. So nice little lake community, brand new house. It's going to be cool, going to be dope. So we're looking forward to that, and I mean that's just it's just so weird how the universe works. It's like if you get out there and you ask, and you just that things will just appear that you never anticipated. It's like literally this house is about to be finished right when we move down there. So I'm going to get on a call with him tomorrow, and we're going to look at locking in the deal. And we got a place to live when we move down there.
Yeah.
It's in a little community called Little Elm that's to the west of Frisco.
Now we just got to get our shit down there and the dogs.
Yeah, we're not taking a lot of stuff either.
No, but it'll still be interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of it that we're selling.
Because we have 4 vehicles we got to get down there.
Yeah, we got 4 vehicles we got to get down there. We may ship a couple of them. That's just totally undecided right now. So I don't really honestly make plans on stuff like that until we get a little bit closer.
No, John doesn't.
Because there's no need because things will change.
That's true.
I have been selling a bunch of stuff. So we've sold some... I've sold some tools. I sold all my boxes. So all the Mac boxes I had in my garage, I got them. They are gone. I'm about ready to sell my giant Sasquatch. Some of you guys haven't. I'm not fucking hauling Hank across the country.
Miss Hank.
Yeah, Hank Williams Jr., the Sasquatch.
Aww.
So we're gonna put him up for sale. So hey, man, if any of you guys local are listening to me, holla at your boy if you want a giant Sasquatch. Any of you dent guys out there, I've also got some tools. I'm not taking duplicates. I have a shit ton of duplicate tools, and I'm not taking any of them. But I just been hitting up some of my local homies up here that have been coming through, and I've been unloading a bunch of tools on them.
Yeah.
But I'm just not taking. I'm taking one set, and really that set. I do not intend on opening up any kind of dent removal businesses down there, any stuff like that.
I will be taking all my shoes.
Yeah. So really the one set is just to kind of make sure that I don't get rusty. And then also to just for denttrainer.com and doing promo, videos and things like that for my tactical tools and all that kind of stuff. So really I'm just taking my whole setup that I'm taking there is just stuff that aligns with my tool set. And that's about it.
So what kind of good couples advice can you give this evening?
Good couples advice? I would say definitely like when it comes to home improvement stuff, make sure you let your wife do all the work.
Oh yeah. Oh wait a minute. Yes, I do have to tell this. So we got our sub pump fixed, and we had to put some pea gravel around it and stuff like that. And John and I are back there. And he carried all the pea gravel back there for me like he was supposed to.
She really tricked me into all this shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was literally the middle of the fucking day when I was working. And she convinces me to go to Lowe's and go buy like 1,000 pounds of pea gravel. And then after I buy it
you had to carry it back there.
To carry it all back there.
You're a strong man.
Keep in mind, this is the middle of the day. I'm supposed to be at work. I got shit going on. Things happening.
But that
so
guy
I'm trying
was here
to rush
fixing
around.
our sub pump too, though, and
then she suckers me into the backyard, And then she starts talking to me like, rip this bag open and shit. And then I'm over here ripping this bag open. I'm fucking wearing my brand new shoes, and the water pipe shoots out, blasts me in the foot.
And John's and John in his girly voice.
Oh, God.
He's like, I just got my brand new shoes wet. And he's like standing on his tippy toes. And I'm like.
No, what it is, she tricked me into this situation.
I'm like, that's not very manly of you, John.
Yeah, if I would have known, if I would have known that that's what was going to go down.
On your tippy toes.
Then I wouldn't have been back there doing it. I would have loaded her up like a donkey. Whooped her ass into the backyard.
Oh, my back would have been hurting.
Yeah, so here's the awesome thing, though, man. Here's something really, really cool that happened. So I know some of you guys will be able to appreciate this, because I want to say, man, we're always looking for like that tradesman that is really fucking good at what he does, but he's not going to just like rape you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the whole thing with our sub pump was like when we moved into the house, the way that they had the water coming out of the house, it wasn't hooked up through PVC. It was connected through like this, like it was connected through like this thin black piping, almost like a flexible type piping. And what happened over time, that piping started getting little cracks in it. So when it was pumping water out, it'd pump out like 90% of the water, but it would have like a 10% return.
Yeah.
So we had a quote to get it done, and to get it PVC'd. And the quote was, what I thought was pretty fair at the time, was like there was one quote that was like $1,500, and that was to just kind of like bring it out into the yard. And then the second quote was $3,000, but that was like to trench it all the way out to the road. So, we're trying. We actually scheduled with that individual, and they were coming out to make sure the quote was still legit and start to do the job. But when we were talking to our realtor, we hired Denise Swick as a realtor, who is top notch around this area. And in fact, the crazy thing is, she's part of the mastermind that I go to in Dallas, but she lives up here in our area.
Yeah.
So she's like a baller real estate agent, really good. And she looks at us, she goes, no, use my plumber. And I'm like, we're like, and she just like put him on the phone. She like calls him, puts me on the phone with him. And he's like, yeah, well, you're available tomorrow at 10. And that was like the exact same time we had scheduled with the other dude. So we said, fuck it. We're like, we'll cancel our appointment with this other guy, and we'll let you come out because, we trust Denise and she's telling us to use you. So anyhow, he comes out and he crawls down in there and, takes a look at everything. And, we have like a crawl space that you can still stand up in, kind of. It's probably like 4.5 foot. I don't tall.
know. I've never been down there.
It's 4.5 foot, 5 foot tall. So it's not bad. I mean, you can stand up down there.
That's your job.
Yeah, you can work down. I've been down there a lot.
Not me.
Yeah, you can work down there pretty damn easily, So anyhow, he gets down there, he takes a look at it and all that, comes back up, and I just asked him, I'm like, so when you want to come out and do it? And he's like, well, I just came here to do it now. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, it's cool. Let's do it. And I asked him, I was like, how much is it going to be, And he's like, probably a couple hundred. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay, yeah, dude, do it. And he goes on to tell me, he's like, I bought some PVC pipe and I bought some pea gravel to hold down the bucket and all this. And he's like, that ran me about $50 or something like that. And I just looked at him, I was like, dude, just put it on the bill, man. I was like, I'll pay you the extra $50. And he looks at me and he goes, nah, man. He goes, I was only going to charge you $150. He goes, so I just bought all that stuff and just threw it into the deal. So anyhow, yeah, he went down, he fixed it. True professional too. The other guy, I was a little worried about the other guy because he was kind of young. Now, you know how that is when you hire somebody and they're kind of young. They just look fucking younger. And this guy had been doing plumbing, from my understanding, 30 years or some shit.
Yeah.
He'd been through the ringer. He does it for like a lot of new builders. And shit, he had that fucking thing done in like 2 hours. Then he comes in and we had a garbage disposal that hadn't been working for a little while. And he comes in, he tried to fix it first, and he couldn't fix it. So he ended up, went down to Lowe's and bought another one. He put that bitch in for free.
Yeah.
So
he was oohing and awing over your truck too.
You damn right he was. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the pictures of the new truck, man, I do love that thing. I gotta admit,
That exhaust that's on it's nice. It sounds
they've
partay.
You know, I always
party.
took my trucks. I had a dually, then I had I had a Tundra before that, and then also had a Jeep. She had her Jeep that we did all kinds of custom work to them on our own. So I would take them here and there, and I'd get a lift, and then I'd get the tires and the rims and all that kind of stuff. But we ended up going through downtown Dayton, and there's a car dealer down there called White Allen. Mm-hmm. And I normally would never drive down there. I'm really never on that side of town, but we got kind of like rerouted on the way back from her dad's house. From New Carlisle. We were coming back on Easter Sunday, and we kind of got rerouted because there's a bridge closed out there in one part of downtown Dayton. There's like a bridge closed, so we had to get on the highway and get rerouted. And we came out right over there by White Allen. We're driving there. All of a sudden, it's these two fucking badass trucks sitting there. And I'd never seen one. I'd never seen a Rocky Ridge, full-out Rocky Ridge version truck.
Yeah.
I've seen the Jeeps. I remember up in there's a dealership called Paul Sherry's that I've seen some of the Jeeps and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it'd been a while. Like I really didn't even kind of like correlate the two. There was like a Rocky Ridge version. There's a Black Widow version, and the Rocky Ridge version is like the highest level version I think that they have. And so we see these two trucks sitting there and pull up, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, these are badass. Little did I know, we ended up on that following Tuesday. We went down and got some tattoo work done for her. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I'm like, well, let's just drive by and see if they still have them trucks. So we drove by, and there was one of them left. So there was a red one, and there was like it's kind of like a gunmetal blue color.
Yeah,
the one that the metallic flake, the one that I ended up with. But went out there, took a look at it. Man, they opened up the doors. They did everything from like leather diamond pattern stitching on the seats.
You guys should have seen the way John's eyes lit up.
To stitching the logos on the headrest. Like a
kid in the candy store.
Man, they got a custom bumper on there. Like everything they did, they took that truck and made it look the way that it should have looked from the factory. Like if you were to design a badass truck that's not like overboard. It's not overboard, but it's not
it's
under.
Just right.
They hit the mark just perfect with these fucking things.
Yep.
And I know that they do them with Fords, they do them with Dodge. And I mean, it just seems like every one that the Rocky Ridge does, they really hit all the marks, and that motherfucker just looks clean. I mean,
it rides good.
I mean, it rides incredibly good. It's got a 5-inch lift on it. It's got 35-inch tires. It's got Rocky Ridge rims. It's got Rocky Ridge. They even went inside the speedometer and turned it into like stainless steel Rocky Ridge shit in the speedometer.
Yeah.
You open the door, the steps come down, and then the Rocky Ridge light hits the ground, showing the logo on the ground. And the logo,
it's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, they did a pretty cool job on the logo, because if you look at the logo, it actually looks like a Spartan helmet.
Yeah.
And they put the logos on the sides. They put the logo, and then they did the exhaust. So, I mean, pretty much everything you could imagine that you would want done to a truck, they just did it. So I was able to buy it that way. And then even the center console, if some of you guys who have Chevys, they got that big center console. And you're always wondering what the fuck you're going to do with all that space in there. Well, they ended up installing a safe inside of there. So I literally got a safe, a lockbox.
That
I could, I mean, there's times I'll go places, like I'll go into the gym,
but
I'll be carrying my wallet, and I don't want to carry my wallet into the gym.
Yeah.
Because I might have a stack of cash up in that bitch. And I ain't trying to, I don't carry my locks into my gym or anything like that. So normally I lock it in my car, but now I can lock that bitch in my car, in my safe, in my fucking car.
That's right.
A lot of times I'll be wearing like one of my nice watches.
I'm just thankful, in all honesty, because that you fell in love with that, because you wanted another dually, and I was like, no.
Man, there's something about a dually, but they did this one. They did this one right. They also put like the fender flares up. They actually painted them the color of the vehicle.
Listen to you. It's like you can go on and on and
it
on.
looks mean. It looks wide. It looks. It has a mean look to it.
Yes, it does.
Because that's what I liked about the dually. Because the dually's got a fucking mean look to it, man. I mean, a dually coming at you is like, holy shit. Like, it makes you just want to, like, piss your pants while it's coming towards you.
It's scary.
It's like, ah.
Especially the last one you had. That thing was so huge.
That thing was powerful, though.
That thing was scary.
That thing pulled the fucking house off the foundation.
That was scary. And then we'd be, like, going down small roads, or you'd be like squeezing into.
I would take that bitch in places you never think you could get a dually in.
I was like, oh, this is so tight. I just feel like it's gonna
Before I had that bitch lifted, I would drive it down at the Cleveland Clinic inside of the parking garage.
Yeah.
I would drive that bitch all the way to the top, park up there.
Yeah.
That's where you park at the Cleveland Clinic or any place, man. I go straight to the top. Because you know what? You're going to be walking to an elevator regardless.
That's true.
Either you're going to spend all this time fucking around walking to an entrance, or you can go park at the top.
Man, some of them people get so irate when in them parking garages.
I'll be honest with you. I've wanted to kill people before in that parking garage. Like, you see me where I've almost wanted to kill people before in that parking garage. Something makes me fucking mad when I'm in there.
It makes you mad. Using rage. I wonder why.
It's because they're fucking dipshits. You'll have somebody sit there. There'll be 30 cars trying to get parked. And you'll have some dude sit there with his right turn signal on for like 5 minutes straight while some person is loading a baby in and putting up the stroller and, and waiting for grandma to come on the fucking, with her walker, and she's still clear over by the elevator. and you got somebody sitting behind them, and there'll be a stretch of rows of cars all the way through the parking lot. And this fucking, inconsiderate fucking dickhead is blocking the entire line because he's too fucking fat and lazy to just drive up to the top and find a parking spot up there.
Yeah.
So they'll just sit there on level 5 for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but you go to fucking place like Cleveland Clinic, and you go into their main parking lot, and somebody's sitting there for 5 minutes with their fucking right-hand turn signal on and waiting for somebody that's, literally, there'll be 30 to 40 cars lined up.
That's true, because that's a busy hospital.
I mean, there are some inconsiderate fucking dickheads that do stuff like this.
They're assholes.
And it makes me want to jump out of my car and fucking
beat
their windshield out and
they're
like
assholes.
if I have this thing, like, if somebody would fucking beat them up, you know what I mean? Like would they continue doing it if somebody just got out and beat the shit out of them?
Let's be nice.
Yeah.
We don't need to beat anybody up. But I understand your frustration.
But I mean, like, doesn't it make sense though? Like, is somewhere in life, like, somebody just didn't get hit in the mouth for something? Like, somebody didn't just pop off and be like, yeah, that's fucking stupid, bam, and hit him in the mouth, and then they would have never done it again. There's a place for that in this world.
I will.
There's a place for violence. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I will somewhat agree with you on that.
Well, you think if somebody came on your property, you shouldn't, and they were looking in your windows and trying to break into your house, you shouldn't be able to shoot them?
Yes, you should.
Well, right there's your place for violence.
But that's like very justifying though, because they're coming into your home and they're causing some type of,
But see, that justifies the extreme punishment.
Yeah, but I don't know if, like, getting out and just punching some guy.
What about just, like, slapping them? Like, just slapping them.
Okay, a slap, yes, but not, a punch in
the
mouth.
To me, though, a slap is, like, more degrading than a punch. Like, would you, honestly, guys, would you rather have a dude punch you or slap you?
Well, I think, like, if you slapped them, it would be very shocking, but they probably would feel, like, very little then.
Like a bitch. They'd feel like a bitch.
And I don't even think you'd really have to slap them that hard. You know, in all honesty, you don't have to slap somebody, like, really hard in the face. You just have to
fucking
slap
problem
them.
is you go to jail for everything nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the cops should show up and you'll be like, why don't you ask the 30 people behind me that's waiting in line what this asshole was doing? The cop walk up to the guy, be like, were you sitting here with your right-hand turn signal on and, like, holding up this whole line? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I don't know what to tell you then, sir. I want to say this guy had the right to slap you because I probably would have too.
You might have had that one coming.
Yes, sir. This is a tough one. I don't think I can arrest this guy for that. I mean, it's just like...
See?
Hell, that's the way it should have been. That's the way it should be.
Well, yeah.
If somebody does something, deserves to be fucking slapped or...
There we go. Slap.
Beat up a little bit.
Oh, come on now.
Slapping is beating somebody up.
I don't really consider that beating somebody up.
You know,
slap somebody?
I've been slapped and I've been punched. I think I'd rather be punched. Because punching, somebody's got to connect good with you, you know?
Well, yeah, you can get somebody can punch you and it can be like really shitty and not even hurt.
Yeah, if they don't land one really good.
Yeah.
I hate it when that happens.
You broke your
hand. And then you land one really good and you break your hand and you break your hand.
Yeah. Because some guy was being disrespectful in our home and I was getting ready to like haul off and punch him one. He had this coming, but then no, John stepped in and like punched the guy in the head and gave him a concussion, and then he broke his right hand.
Well, you know, it's like one of them situations where you got to beat him up for your wife does. You know,
how dare you? This is my job. Like, how dare you, Angela? You can't punch this guy.
Hey, and you know what? You guys want to know what happened afterwards, don't you? She looks at me. She goes, "You want to fuck?"
I did not.
Yeah, you did.
That was like forever ago.
Oh, you did. Oh, yeah. Women love that shit.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You're silly. You're silly.
Yes, I am.
You're silly, but you make my heart very mushy.
So, man, I can't wait to get out there and be kicking it with some of you Texas peeps out there.
Me too.
Seems like more and more people I find like podcast listeners listen to this show that's from Texas. You know, we got a lot of clients down there in Texas, and that's one of the reasons why we're moving down there.
Yeah.
We got some big plans, y'all, with some really cool shit that's going to be going down.
Yeah.
So, you know, your boy right here is architecting something as we speak that's happening and that's coming together that you're going to see.
But you know what's so crazy, though? Like, I was telling John this the other day. I'm like, our lives has changed drastically within a year.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If you would have asked me this like last year, I would have been like, no, I don't think so. Well,
truth be told, man, we don't associate.
What happens.
Yeah, we don't associate with a lot of the same people we used to. And not that they're bad people, it's just that we've changed the conversation. You know, we don't. There's certain conversations I think in life that you'll have at certain levels, and you got to realize that when you change and when you go to level up, you're going to start having a different conversation. And when you start having a different conversation, not only with yourself but with the people around you, you don't want to go back to that old conversation anymore.
Yeah.
You know. And you can't really feel bad about it because everybody had the chance to become like the bigger, better version of themselves.
Yes.
And granted, I mean, there's people that was with us before that are still in that conversation, and they've leveled up. But I don't have a lot of room in my life for jealousy. I don't have any room in my life for people that talk shit about other people. I don't have room in my life for people that do nothing but drink. I don't have room in my life for a lot of things. And not saying I don't kick it with people that drink, but if that's all they revolve their life around, then I don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if that's their life, then that's not me. Like, you know what? If you wake up every day and that's all you think about and you just surviving, sorry, man, that's just not me. Get away from that. So the conversations that we're around, we get away from jealous motherfuckers. And the weirdest thing is, like, some people in your life you think will never be that individual. You think will never end up being that jealous person who is actually now trying to hold you back. That one person in your life that at one point was cheering for you until you started winning so much that they felt insecure about it. And then they stopped cheering for you, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of that shit that's happened within the last year that I've had to like eject myself away from people and put all, like, you know, it's like you want to put a fortress around your empire, right? Mm-hmm. So if you got an empire and you're building an empire, you got to put a fortress around that bitch, and you got to make sure you only let certain people in that's going to be fucking, you know, on that team. You know what, man? Like I want everybody to win. Like I want everybody to win at the highest level, and I don't give a fuck if you do it big. In fact, I surround myself with people that are doing it bigger and fucking better than me purposely. Like I'll never be the biggest guy in the room, because once I'm the biggest guy in the room, like I don't want to fucking be in that room. You know, I want to level up all the time. I want to be around people that are doing bigger things than me all the time. Once you realize that somebody that was in your life is jealous and hurt over you doing something big and they're not clapping anymore, you know what I mean? Get the fuck away from them. You know, each and every person has plenty of opportunity to become the biggest, best version of themselves. The only reason they're jealous, the only reason they're not clapping for you, is because they see you as a reflection of themselves that brings out their own insecurities that they actually have to now look at it and deal with. And the moment that's my son calling. And at the moment these motherfuckers continue, they will just continue to not only wreak havoc into your life, they'll continue to disrupt anything that's going good for you. They'll continue to act as if, you know, you're a different person now. You're changing, man. You know, they'll act as if they like the old you, right? Because they want to bring you back down to whatever level they're stuck at. So that way they don't have to feel insecure about watching you on the fucking come up, right? Well, instead of that, my friends, if any of you guys are stuck in that situation, be their biggest fucking cheerleader, man. When you see people winning around you, be their biggest fucking cheerleader. Lift them up no matter how much it takes, like how hard it is for you. You do that, and then actions will eventually turn into feelings. And then there's nothing better in life when you see somebody win and immediately you're like, fuck yeah, man. Fucking love it. I love winning. I love seeing other people win. I wish everybody would fucking win. I want everybody to chase their dreams. So that way you don't have to be that fucking dude who's sitting there and jealous or bitter about somebody on the come up that's in your circle. Because the bottom line is, if you only fucking losers hate on people that are coming up. I'll tell you why. Because people who are winning all the time don't have fucking time to hate on other people.
That's right.
So if you're in this loser phase of fucking life, where it hurts you to see people winning, then you know what you need to do about it? You need to go out there and fucking win over and over and over again. Because then you'll get out of that loser fucking pussy bitch mindset that you're in. You'll get out of that mindset. You won't even have fucking time to sit there and be jealous and hate on other people because you'll be too fucking busy winning.
Wow.
That's where that shit comes from.
You went on a rant there, didn't you?
Well, that's why I only surround myself around with people that fucking win.
So how far are we in our podcast?
And let me tell you something, y'all. It's not just about money. Like, I don't care if somebody's winning as the best fucking housewife in the world. If that individual's winning by being the best fucking housewife in the world and she's being the best of the best of the best, then you know what? She's more than welcome in our circle. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just concerned with people that are fucking winning. We got people, that I know aren't making a ton of money, but they're fucking winning at life. Mm-hmm. And they're living their dreams. I got a friend that's out of the military and living his fucking dreams out of the military, winning over and over and over again. It's a mindset. It has nothing to do with the income. It has nothing to do with the money. It has to do with the mindset. Winners do not have time to fucking hate on other people. Only losers that never fucking win have time to do that shit.
Holla.
And, you know, and I'll be honest with you, like, I went through the pain of that. I think all of us go through the pain of jealousy and shit like that.
Yeah.
And all of us go through a phase like that. If you're in that phase right now, all you have to do is force yourself to be the biggest cheerleader of people that are winning. Like, go out there and fucking champion them the fuck on. Them actions will turn to feelings, and then one day you're just going to find yourself always wanting people to win. And it's a beautiful place to be. There's no hate. There's no jealousy. All y'all know, the moment you feel that hate and that jealousy in your heart, you can feel the chemicals go through your system that's like fucking the pain of poison running through your fucking body and your blood. You all know it's wrong. Period.
That is true.
If you don't ever want to feel like that again, then start fucking champion on people. Start helping them win. Start focusing on winning yourself. And then you're going to live a good, prosperous life. Welcome to the fucking good life. There's right there. That's where it's at.
Babe, that was so good. But I noticed that you're looking at your reflection in the patio window.
Okay. All right, anyway, guys, that is about... She says that because whenever I used to talk to her when we were younger, I would stand there and look at my reflection in the mirror. Yeah. Hey, I fucking love me. I fucking love me.
I've just been pointing that out.
All right, everybody. So anyhow, we're going to bounce out of here. We're 35 minutes into this podcast.
Oh.
We already recorded one, so you didn't have to worry about holding down fort.
No.
Hopefully, I woke somebody up in that rant. I'm hoping that since you guys have been listening since you guys have been listening to my podcast for this long, you already woke the fuck up about this shit. But I guarantee you, I touched somebody's heart right there and that tonight. Aww. And guess what? You add one more winner to the fucking world. Man, that's a win. That's what this podcast is about. Like one by one, breaking each and every individual out of that fucking conformity, that fucked up mindset that the society will try to put us in, and create fucking people that represent what winning looks like.
I feel you.
All right, everybody, appreciate you coming along on this Marketing Revolution podcast. And as usual, we're going to see you on that next one.
And remember, it's all about the motherfucking